Hello there, the Uneducated Businessman here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about project management and how to develop rough estimates for your projects. And it's a very simple process really. You just need to know how to lay out the document, which isn't that hard. If I can, I don't know if I can do this, I just had a thought, if I can attach a document to a YouTube video in a description somewhere, I'll attach a document that I created so you can use that, or you can see it at least. But if I can't, I'll try and work out another way, maybe a Dropbox or Google Drive or something like that. Anyway, but for now, the easiest way to do it is just get a Word document with 6 boxes, put a grid on there, 6 boxes, and at the top just write project name, and call it whatever your project is. And in the first box, just write in there major task. What is the major task of the project? What's the first part you want to work on? Yeah, and just highlight that and write out what that task is. And then next to it, break it down slightly into subtasks. So your next heading will be subtasks, and just list out any subtasks that you've got to do to get you to your end goal, your project completion. And what I do then is I break the subtasks down into smaller subtasks. You know, if anyone's done 90-day planning with me, they will know that when I create a 90-day plan, I will break it down into monthly, weekly and daily goals. So it becomes smaller and more bite-sized and easier to follow. And that's the way I like to plan a project as well. Break it down into the task, the subtask of the subtask. So it's smaller chunks. So you can work on the smaller subtasks to hit these subtasks and then hit your major tasks and complete your project. And if you follow that pattern through, you will hit your goals. Then all you've really got to do is figure out when you're going to do things and what's the duration of the task at hand. So in the next column, I would put in subtask duration. So you give yourself a timeline. You give yourself a barometer for how long you want this task or each task to last. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to go into it willy-nilly without a deadline, without a it needs to be, everything needs to be manageable. And everything needs to be time planned. You need to set yourself goals on when you're going to complete things. If you don't set yourself goals, you can do it when you like. And if you really want to get this task done and complete this project, you need to set yourself deadlines. You need to know when you're going to do things and put in your software, if you're using software, your Gantt chart, if you're using a Gantt chart, put in a time slot that you're going to work on things, how long it's going to take and how long it's going to complete, yeah, or when it's going to complete, because you want to keep yourself accountable and you want to keep your team accountable as well. You want to know when they're going to complete things, when they're going to report to you. It's very, very important you do this. It's also really important that you work out your costs as well. Now, I have a box for costs. At this early stage, I will just have rough costs. I'll show you in the next video how to estimate costs, so they're a little more precise. But in this box, it's just a guide. You just need a rough figure in there to how much it's going to cost you as a company or as a team to get this project to completion. And in the next box, you want to know all the skills you're going to need. You know, what are you going to need from your team? What resources are they going to need? What skills are they going to need? There's no point in chucking a project at a team that aren't skilled to do it. They're just not going to complete it, or they're going to complete it certainly not to the level of expectations you're going to have. So you may find that you need to either recruit other people in, get experts in, or you have to upskill yourself, or you have to upskill your team. But by doing that, by writing it out, it takes the guesswork out of things, and you can quickly see where you are lagging behind, where you need extra resources, where you need extra finance, and you can plot a timeline out as well. You can start creating little timelines that you can work to, and that will keep you accountable. You know, I used to, in the past, I used to have everything in my head. I would work on instincts. I would just work on what felt right at what particular time, and when I did it was when I did it, you know, when I was in the mood to do it. And that didn't work, because quite often you're not in the mood to do it, you're not in the right frame of mind, you don't have the right skills, you don't have the right resources, you don't know the cost of the project, so escalations can happen, time lapses can happen, things go over time. It just gets messy if you have everything in here. And if you get it out of here and you get it onto just a basic document, and you just literally write it out as I've suggested, you can see in front of you what you need doing, smaller chunks to get you to what you need doing, manageable bite-sized chunks to get you along the way, a timeline of when you're going to do things, when you're going to complete things, a rough cost so you can keep check on how much you're going to spend, and then have the skills laid out in front of you so you can quickly see, I need this skill, or my team needs this skill, or we need to bring someone else in to give us that extra little bit of skill. And it's all laid out, it's all there, it's easily checked over. You can see it in plain daylight, and then you can start planning. But the next step, I would say, really, as costs are really important, is to work out a little bit more on what the cost will be. You know, guessing them is okay, an estimate, an educated guess is okay, but you really want to have a better idea, a more realistic understanding of what you are going to spend, because costs can escalate really quickly, and they can consume a project. And if you're not on top of things, and if you're not keeping tabs, and you don't know, and you're kind of guessing, you could end up spending way more than you ever expected. So look out for the next video on project management and how to create a budget. Yeah, and that'll be coming up soon. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was useful. I'm the Uneducated Businessman, over and out.